Kabar is a massive undertaking which involves 9 institutions across Australia and many institutions across the world, many industry partners including leading museums. And the idea of Kabar is to tell a new, more inclusive and diverse history of Australia's human and environmental past. Now that hasn't happened before, and there is so much we don't know about Australia. That we do know that Australia has been colonised and occupied by Aboriginal traditional owners and Torres Strait Islander traditional owners for many, many thousands of years. But what we don't understand is the nuances of that occupation of the landscape and how people humanise the landscape and change the landscape over time. What CASE brings to Kabar is the humanities and the social sciences and the experience collaborating with Indigenous communities. So the centre has been funded for 7 years with $44 million in funding, and that funding enables us to engage a whole new cohort of PhD students and postdoctoral fellows, researchers, communication officers, engagement officers, in order to train a new generation of researchers.
Being part of the Kabar team allows me to essentially work with people from other universities, such as Zenobia Jacobs from University of Wollongong and Bert Roberts, as well as Ian McNiven from Monash University, who are recognised globally in their achievements, and coming together to try and work out this epic story about human migration, how we ended up in Australia.
I just started my PhD this week with Kabar. I'm Aboriginal, I'm an anthropologist and an archaeologist. I've spent 20 years working with Indigenous people across Australia, looking at questions about identity, about myths, about archaeology. I'm really interested in the connection between people and country. I'm going to be working with the Dingal people of Cape York, and we're going to be looking at the seascapes and mythscapes of their country, very specifically around Lizard Island.
I'm halfway through my PhD. I'm studying the fire history of Cape York and Eastern Arnhem Land from lake sediments. I want to shed light on human-environment interactions. So fire is really important in the landscape, and some of it's from lightning, but a lot of it is from people lighting the fires, and they can be for multiple different reasons, and those reasons and the people lighting them have changed over time. So basically looking at the relationship in time and space between people and the environment.
I'm looking at stone-walled intertidal fish traps built by the Kayardild Aboriginal people in the South Wellesley Islands in the Gulf Carpentaria. They're there to take advantage of fluctuating tidal cycles, isolating marine fauna inside them so people can come along and actively capture them. So one of the great things about Kabar is getting to meet and network with other early career researchers and also experts in our field.